Hey, Nine, what's going on, man?
What's up, fellas? Man, I missed you guys last week. Oh,
Missed
yeah,
you.
man. That's my Lobo jersey, bro. Even though they suck now. They did beat Fresno last night by 14, but we're not going to talk about that.
I mean, well, that's all we've been talking about all morning. Hey, we got to talk for a second before we get into the King stuff, dude. You and I go way back, and I hope I'm not being presumptuous by saying we're pretty close.
Yeah, you guys are my guys. Are you kidding me?
So, what are you taking all that crap from Draper for, Kenny?
What do you mean?
I'm just saying. I see you
he
guys.
Called you Al Bundy.
He called you Al Bundy. A triple double.
That's facts. You had a triple double.
How many triple doubles has he had, Kenny?
See, probably none.
Exactly.
And we're probably going all the way back to I don't know when, but
Brian
Scalabrine
Scalabrine posterized him. Okay, Brian Scalabrine.
They had some good shows. Like Kyle's told me some stories about them in the situation in Boston, right? Like he did call me Al Bundy, but
he did.
I didn't even realize it until after the fact.
Yeah,
but I mean, Kyle's my guy, so.
Oh, that internet disruption brought to you by insert sponsor here.
Yeah.
If you want to sponsor Kenny's internet interruptions, call 916.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Who was it? Was Al Bundy?
It was Kyle.
Man, I don't. Hey, I'm on Do Not Disturb, man. That was not me.
Next time he says that. All right, to you. Next time he says that, just say, you know what? I'd respond to you, but I have 54 million reasons not to.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
Man,
I'm gonna write your comebacks, Kenny, and feed them to you as I
go. Yeah, usually you have like a producer in your ear. Yeah. Because Dave, you could be in Kenny's ear during the show.
See, but the nice thing is our producer be like, "Get him, Kenny, get him, get him."
See, they want it. They want that.
So I'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna get him. Don't worry." I'm not saying to myself. I can't actually say it out loud, but it's coming. Kyle's been good. Morgan's been good. The whole squad is cool. It's been fun. My second year, man. I'm enjoying it. It's like the more I do TV and then I get an opportunity to be able to come on and do radio with you guys giving me a little bit of time. I really do appreciate it. I can't stress that enough. But how about these Kings, man?
How about these Kings? Kenny, before we're on that, I do got to ask you this about last night. So we have you on during every radio pregame and postgame, but we can't hear it because we're talking at the same time. But I saw the bit that you and Kyle were doing about Dellavedova and Giddy in Australia and so on and so forth.
Aussie?
Yeah, the Aussie bit. What was the best or worst thing that you guys were eating and drinking? Was any of that good?
Yeah, so actually the chocolate was actually pretty good.
Okay.
And then the red thing was like a licorice.
Oh, okay.
And you notice the cracker and with the black stuff on it, it was like some veggie salty thing. Okay. They said. You notice we stayed away from that. We never touched it.
Good play.
So it looks horrible, man.
What? You stayed away from the cracker?
The cracker with the black stuff on it. It's like some veggie something with salty. Like,
God,
it didn't look right.
Well, that's why we're here.
Yeah,
that's why we're us and Australia's them.
Hey man, let me tell you guys something. These Lakers, like Ham, the coach, like we're the same era, right? Like. But at the same time, the way he's coming at the Kings right now, you need to chill out. Like they trying to get the 6th seed, thinking the Kings are going to get the 3rd seed.
Yeah, right.
And trying to see the Kings in the playoffs. And the Kings are playing good at home right now, even though they're even better on the road. Like I know LeBron James, but come on, man.
We don't have time for poverty franchises, Kenny.
I like that, Dave.
You know, we're the Lakers are irrelevant. The Kings are in the 3 seed, and they just wrapped up a 3-0 road trip. They didn't make a single move during the trade deadline, and everybody thought Monty McNair was high or drunk or distracted by a bumblebee. And they're 4-0 after the break. What are you seeing in this team having the best road record in the Western Conference? What are you seeing bond-wise, chemistry-wise with this team?
The tenacity, man, like the adversity that they've gone through, like even with last year, right? Because the situation with them not winning and it being 16 years since they've even kind of come close to getting into the postseason. Now it's a totally different situation. I think the way that the chemistry is building and growing, they're starting to share the ball even more to where they're giving up a lot of open shots to even giving by making the next pass to the next person. And the way that they're attacking the paint, and especially De'Aaron Fox attacking the paint, that's able to suck in the defense to where there's going to be a lot more shots around the perimeter. Even though like guys like Kevin Herter has been struggling a little bit, even though he had a pretty good game last night, I feel like he's still going to come into his because he's still going to be able to shoot the ball, which is something that they've been lacking consistent from behind the perimeter.
You know, Kenny, what I really like, and you could speak better to this on your years of playing, but it looks like they are at a perfect combination of a team that's going through it for the first time, that's hungry for these wins. The coaching staff is pleading for them to compete, and they do that, but they also kind of now know they're good. It's a really nice mixture of confidence, but yet they haven't fully arrived. Is that something you're kind of seeing too?
Sorry, your screen went black, dude. Do you see? Oh, there, you're back now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm here.
That Kenny Thomas internet interruption brought to you by American Energy. Go to AmericanEnergy.com for more details. Go ahead, Kenny.
Man, screw that commercial. Jason, my bad, bro. Throw that last part in there.
I was just saying, to me, it looks like they're in that sweet spot of a team that is hungry for wins, trying to do it, you know, and also the combination of knowing now that maybe they've established themselves and they're good, even though they haven't been here before. It just looks like they're in a really good position just overall mentally wise.
Yeah, they are. I think from over the last few years, from the standpoint of losing, I feel like the whole philosophy is changing because I think Mike Brown brought that whole different vibe from the standpoint of, hey, you got to buy in. You buy in, this is what the result can be. It's been proven because he's been a part of situations, obviously with the Warriors, to where they've won in the past. But it's a totally different situation because now they're trying to make their postseason push, which is one of the key things that Mike Brown's been talking about because it needed to start after All-Star break to where they're not turning it on as they get closer to the postseason because there's a lot of things that's happening, especially on the defensive end, from the standpoint of them being on the same accord. Obviously, they're on the same accord on the offensive end, but on the defensive side, they need to get a little bit more tight and be a little bit more hands-on with helping one another to be able to go to that next level because defense is going to play a big part, especially when the postseason comes because, like I said, obviously the Kings don't have a problem with scoring.
Kenny Thomas joining us, former King, well, really always a King, if you will, current Kings analyst, pre-half and post. Kenny, we know that players don't care about draft picks. Do players care about players traded at the trade deadline? Like, do you generally want to get more bullets in the gun, if you will, or is it more of, I'm good with who we have in this locker room, I don't want anyone to leave, or, you know, I'm trying to answer the question for you, or is it a combination of both?
I think it's a combination of both. But the way the Kings decided to move by not bringing in anybody, obviously they felt like they had a good core of guys to where they feel like they can win, like right now, which is what's needed, obviously, especially getting into the postseason. But the nice thing about it is, it's last night, the way that they came out without De'Aaron Fox and the way that everybody was getting involved in that game on every aspect shows that the Kings are there, I think. But even though the game was close against an OKC team, but that team wasn't bad. And at the same time, the way the Kings came out and handled that situation, being on the road and closing out games the way they did last night, they have a tremendous upside. And especially how they've won their last 4 games in a row, especially coming out of All-Star break.
Kenny, how about the game Friday? It's a rematch with the Clippers. Yeah. We all watched the greatest game. I think it was the greatest game we've seen, certainly in Kings history. Yeah. But if you're on the other side of that, just the Clippers, and you play 82, some games in a rematch don't mean as much. It's a week later. They did so many good things, but they lost. How do you think the Clippers approach Friday's game at Golden One Center?
Well, it was that game was nice because I had that game with Kyle, the Clipper game in LA. And the Kings had just beat Portland, and then they go on the road to LA. Everybody thought that was going to be a tough game, especially with the Westbrook trade actually happening, him playing, right. They already had Kawhi Leonard that had a great game. He was unstoppable that game, but PG-13 was not in sync that game, which is a good thing. But the way that the Clippers are trying to figure it out, I don't think they know. It's a matter of trying to squeeze in Westbrook. Like, how is he going to get shots? The only thing I see with Westbrook is him being able to attack the rim. If he's not attacking the rim, what is he going to do, right? From that perspective, there's a lot of shots that he did pass up in that game against the Kings in LA. But the way that the Clippers came out against Minnesota last night, you start to wonder, like, okay, well, where are the Clippers going? But it's actually great because they are coming in here Friday, and then here we have Minnesota coming in here on Saturday. So it's going to be nice how that's going to flip and how the Kings end up playing at home, especially these next 3 games. And I have the next 3 games.
Nice.
You can check them out on TV. You can check them out right here each and every week. The one, the only, Kenny Thomas. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Always good to see you. Always good to talk to you.
Man, I appreciate you guys, bro. Hey, stay tuned. I got my wine launching here pretty soon. It's launching into Mexico, but
really?
I'm working on some things here in Sacramento.
Oh, you're getting your feet wet doing side businesses. Is that something new for you?
No, man, you already know me, man. I keep my hustle on, bro.
You do.
That's why I reached out to Jason, and I'm like, okay, you guys, can I get some time? That's why I appreciate the love, and tell the families I said hi. It's been a minute.
You got it. Can't wait to talk about your wine. Can't wait to talk about your wine and everything else you have your hands in. We appreciate you. We'll talk to you next week, my man.
Thanks, my guys. Hey, good luck on that announcement at 9, even though a little birdie told me.
Look at Kenny.
Getting intel.
Yeah, look at Kenny pre-promoting for us. He's a pro. See you next week, pal. Be good.
All right, you guys. You guys have a good week.
All right, thank you. Take care. That is Kenny Thomas, who, has been known to dabble from time to time.
That's smart.
Yeah.